Hello everybody! Today we're talking about book titles and how to pick them. Titling a book is one of those experiences that's either really easy or a complete nightmare. You either know your title instantly or you're slamming your head against a wall for months. If you're in the latter position, I'm here to help you out. I have briefly talked about this in the past, however, you guys had additional questions, so I'm going over it all today. Before we get started, I just wanted to remind you all that my dark fantasy novel, The Savior's Sister, is available for pre-sale right now in ebook, paperback, and hardback. I am also holding a major, massive, awesome pre-sale giveaway. Everyone who pre-orders a copy of The Savior's Sister is eligible to enter, and everyone who enters will receive a 5-chapter teaser of TSS. Plus, you'll be in the running to win a bunch of prizes. One of those prizes is a signed arc of Meg Latour's upcoming novel, The Cyborg Tinkerer. That's right, it's a signed arc. If you're not familiar with Meg Latour, she is the host of iWriterly, which is a fellow writing channel here on YouTube. She is so amazing, one of the nicest people I have ever met. I have her information in the description below. I am handing out a signed arc of her super spicy, super steamy, super action-packed space opera, The Cyborg Tinkerer. I will be handing it out at the end of this video, so stick around. First, I'm gonna dish out 10 tips for titling your book. If you want more writing and publishing advice, be sure to subscribe to my channel and ring that bell. I post videos on Wednesdays with bonus content on Mondays, and we have a good time here. So, you know, you should subscribe. Number 1, genre relevance. It's really important that your title attract the right audience, so you have to make sure it's relevant to its genre. That doesn't mean if you're writing romance, the title should be Romance Abounds. But there are particular words that are common within certain genres. For example, if a title has the words king or queen in it, readers are gonna assume it's fantasy. If the title has the word stalker in it, people are going to assume it's a thriller or mystery. Take this into consideration when titling your book. The title should fit the genre. Basically, if your book is titled Station Wagon, literally no one on the entire planet is going to assume it's sci-fi. Number 2, who or what is your book about? Obviously. Sometimes the most obvious title is the best title. Is your book about a fallen soldier? Then maybe it should be called Fallen Soldier. Is your book about a 20-year war? Then maybe it should be called 20 Years of War. The Savior's Champion is called The Savior's Champion because it's about becoming the Savior's Champion. Funny how that works. Number 3, symbols and themes. 9 times out of 10, this is the number 1 tip for helping writers title their book. What are the recurring symbols, themes, and imagery that pop up in your story? If you're writing a book involving elemental magic, then earth, fire, air, and water are likely recurring symbols. If you're writing a werewolf book, then we have words like howl, pack, moonlight, and obviously wolves. Make a list of these words and combine them into coherent phrases. Which ones speak to you? Which ones capture the essence of the story? I promise you this stuff is a huge winner when titling your book. It'll also give you options to choose from, which is the exact spot you want to be in. Number 4, quotations. Sometimes the title of your novel will reveal itself in the dialogue or narration that you've written. How did A Clockwork Orange get its title? It's a line within the book. These sort of titles are not only relevant to the story, they're also fun for readers. It's kind of cool to be reading a book and then suddenly you stumble across the title drop. Oh, that's where the title came from. Neat. This method might not work for everyone, but it's definitely worth exploring, especially if you have specific lines within your story that are particularly impactful to the plot. Number 5, trends. Take a look at books in your genre and category, specifically bestsellers. What sort of trends are you seeing? One of the most obvious title trends going on right now is within the young adults category. Every other book coming out has a title formatted like A Blank of Blank and Blank, A Song of Wraiths and Ruin, A Curse So Dark and Lonely, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. This is not to say you should copy what everyone else is doing or hop aboard a trend just because it's trendy. I've covered trend chasing in the past, both its pros and its cons. But you should at least be familiar with trends within your genre and category so you can get an idea of how you fit into them. Number 6, SEO. SEO, or search engine optimization, refers to what you can do to make your book pop pop up in search engine results. There are a million ways to use SEO when releasing a book, but one of the most obvious ways is to implement it into your title. There are platforms available that can show you commonly used words that appear in specific genre titles. An example of such platforms is K-Lytics. I have an affiliate link in the description below if you're interested in checking them out. Basically, I can download a report all about my genre, and it will give me a list of the most commonly used words within the top 100 best-selling books in that genre. For example, when I looked up the Dark Fantasy report, some of those words were queen, mage, blood, and master. This may help you narrow down your title options by telling you which words get better search results. Number 7, search hurdles. Just like there are ways to improve your search results, there are also ways to fuck them up. The most obvious example is one-word titles. Now, it's not a terrible idea to create one-word titles. I'm sure you can think of many popular books that have one-word titles. But one-word titles are a lot harder to search for online unless the author or the book itself is famous. Take, for example, a book titled War. If someone were to Google the word war, what do you think is gonna pop up? Not your book, that's for damn sure. Another search hurdle is choosing a word that has a strong link to something else very popular. For example, say your book all about Helen of Troy's daughter is titled Hermione's Story. People are gonna assume you've written Harry Potter fanfic. I'm sorry, but it's true. Number 8, duplicates. It's not a good idea to give your book a title that already exists. Whether it exists as a movie, book, or video game title, duplicates don't really do you any favors. First and foremost, if the existing title is more popular than yours in any way, it'll be the first result that pops up whenever people Google it. That's no good. Second, while I don't think it's super common, it can potentially lead to legal issues. Like I said, I don't think it's the norm. However, I do know writers who were asked to change the title of their books lest they want to get sued. Number 9, punctuation. The quickest way to expose yourself as an amateur is to include a bunch of punctuation in your title. You can include a little bit, but remember, it's a title, not an essay. There shouldn't be a need for several commas, splitting up clauses, or exclamation points. Think of every book you've ever read. How many of their titles are filled with commas, semicolons, or parentheses? If you have to use a lot of punctuation, this is probably a sign that your title is too long. The easiest way to look at this rule is probably to understand when punctuation is okay. First up would be apostrophes. For example, The Knight's Tale or The Midwife's Apprentice. Apostrophes dictate ownership, which can be valuable to a title, so they're perfectly fine to use. Next up would be a colon if your title includes a subtitle. The colon would not and should not appear on the book itself. However, when referencing the book, people would probably write it like title, colon, subtitle, and that's fine. The last situation is if you're being intentionally irreverent. This is especially common with self-help books that are written from a snarky or conversational perspective. For example, girl, comma, wash your face. And number 10, ask your audience. After you've gone through all these points, there's a good chance you are going to have a list of possibilities. This is when it helps to simply ask. Talk to other readers and writers, show them your list of options, and ask what their favorite is. Better yet, ask them why they liked the title they chose. This can be super revealing. It'll give you direct access to your target audience's mentality. Plus, you are super close to your book, which means you're going to be looking at the title options from a very unique perspective. Readers have a completely different point of view, which means their choice might surprise you. Whether you're asking your critique partners or your audience, it's a good idea to pool opinions before formally deciding on a title. So that's all I got for you today, which means it's time to hand out a prize. My upcoming dark fantasy novel, The Savior Sister, is available for pre-order in ebook, paperback, and hardback, and everyone who pre-orders is eligible to enter my pre-sale giveaway. I am announcing one of the winners of my pre-sale giveaway right now, and they are walking away with a signed arc of The Cyborg Tinkerer by Meg Latour. Do you like action? Do you like steampunk? Do you like romance and subverted tropes? I know I do. This book's got it all, bitches. And the winner is this person. Thank you so much for pre-ordering The Savior Sister. It means the world to me. And thank you to my good friend Meg Latour for supporting my pre-sale giveaway. I have her information listed below. definitely check her out. If you want to read an amazing book and also get the chance to win a ton of great prizes, be sure to pre-order The Savior Sister right now. All of the details are in the description, so you have no excuse. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I post new videos on Wednesdays, and if you want to be alerted as soon as I upload, ring that bell. And be sure to follow me on social media. I'm on Instagram, Tumblr, Facebook, and of course, you can tweet me at Jenna Russi. Bye!
This is Rondies. Why the fuck haven't you subscribed to Jenna's channel? Do you really want to face me? If you don't do it, you know what will happen. I'll rip out your tongue, torture you, then leave your rotten corpse out for the birds to feast on it. Now press the goddamn button. And the bell too.